Alright, finally, the last class. She got this.
If you go to the restroom, excuse us, we got some chicken out the road and it smells pretty bad. So
You still smell that chicken?
yeah, what you going? Yeah.
Oh, we're just gonna
But I'm
empty out
leaving
the
it in the
refrigerator.
refrigerator until we can throw it out.
Throw it all the way out. Well, we could throw it out today. We could put it in that green bin. No animals could get in that one.
That stuff still smells so bad.
It's usually it's gotta stay till Tuesday, or we can leave it in there until Tuesday, or put it in the deep freeze. Put it in the back in the deep freezer.
Okay, I'm gonna run these stores quick.
We gotta go to the store later.
Hmm?
We gotta go to the store later.
For what? You're not talking about store, you're talking about going to get food, right?
We can get some food.
What do you mean going to store? I don't want to do no big shopping today. That's what you're talking about?
No, we're not gonna do big shopping.
Oh, okay.
But I gotta stop and get some at Walmart.
At Walmart? Can't you wait for some tomorrow?
I'm sorry.
We'll talk about it.
I know. I see Andrew may take me. He loves me more than you.
That's not even funny.
I know. That's why I'm crying on the inside. All right, the last class finally. Fuck. So last we left off, we was talking about the Kabayan. Last week, my internet was down, so there was nothing I could do. Ironically, after everyone hung up, internet was up. Shit sickening. Never able to finish downloading. Alright, we're gonna put the little bit that we had up. Me put all the shit up now. Got about fucking 75 classes up in this motherfucker. So that's part 4, number 1. That's from last week. 2. And this is part 1. So 1, 2, 4, and 3 is up. So those are all the classes. This is those little intros. Alright, I'm going to end it off today, finally. So we talked a little bit about mind control. The importance of understanding mind control is understanding that we all are under some form of mind control. Mind control isn't just inherently evil, because all those cultures and rites of passage and all the rest of those things were mind control. They just was bringing you into a fold, the fold of the culture. So remember, trauma, repetition, that's what they were all doing in Africa. Traumatizing your ass through rites of passage, repetition, the day-to-day life, the day-to-day routine, and the symbols, what you were wearing, dancing, and shit from the tribe. It's all mind control. Mind control is everything down here. The idea of a magician, you're trying to mind control yourself into whatever reality you desire. None of this shit is real. It's real as you say it is. You know what I'm saying? You say you have a poor life and you're poor, then you're going to be poor. Most black people, why they get nowhere and no resistance, they spend most of their time talking about white people's prowess. They talk about how advanced the white people are, what they're doing, what they're going to do, what they've been doing, but never really hear about your power and you score your self-esteem. No, you hear about that shit all day. You know, you're pretty because your eyes, and you're pretty because your skin, and you're pretty because your hair, and your hair is more powerful. Ninth ether and all this kind of shit. But you're not really dealing with the system that changes your reality. You're just a system of changing your self-esteem, but not really changing your reality. So ultimately, you want to know how to actually do the work that changes your reality, which is different. And really, you have to be able to understand mind control and evaluate your mind control. And then you apply that against So now that you know where and how your mind works and how you change, reading and understanding mind control would take on a whole new meaning for you, or it should take on a whole new meaning for you, as how this shit is actually working and what it is. Something not to be scared of or wonder about, but something to start actually doing work to deprogram and start reprogramming. That's all this shit is. Deprogramming and reprogramming. So you guys want to Right. So you guys want to definitely read that one book I told you about, Mind Control 101, How to Influence the Thoughts and Actions of Others Without Knowing or Caring, because then you'll be able to see is documented in that book, all the ways mind control work. So therefore you should be able to do what you do. All right, so we started talking about the Kabbalion. We understand those are the laws of Tahuti. We're going to go right through those real quick so you get an understanding. Why is this important? It's important to know once you get past or up to all the shit that we so far have discussed, with first thing, understanding how your mind works. Second thing, how to start adding energy or light back to that sleeping part, the sleeping God. Osiris, we talked about it is a secret code in mythology for the subconscious mind. So are all the sleeping gods, or the hidden gods, or the gods of the underworld, or the gods locked in Tyrannus, or in hell, or in Hades. All of those are representative of your subconscious mind. All the sun gods represents your conscious brain, the consciousness part of your mind that's fighting to resurrect yourself, fighting to redeem the Father, fighting to rescue somebody. In fairy tales, Sleeping Beauty, or Cinderella or the princess that's trapped in a castle, subconscious mind. All the same thing. The prince represents Horus, or represents your conscious mind trying to rescue her. It's represented as a kiss. Your consciousness must meet with the subconscious as a kiss to wake her up and drive out of her sleep and happily ever after. All the same shit. Trying to tell you about your conscious mind versus subconscious mind. That's how important it is. And Set represents your human part of your conscious mind. The part of you just says, fuck it, I'm gonna stab a nigga. Instead of, fuck it, let that nigga live, because I already know he already's killing himself. So you know, arguing with a motherfucker, getting upset over motherfucker. Your humanity's getting intertwined. That represents the true evil. When your humanity dominates anything, that's a representation of true evil throughout the universe. You kick an old lady down the stairs, there's nothing in this afterlife that gives a fuck. It works towards balance. The only thing you're trying to do down here is balance cause and effect, and what we've been calling karma, which is actually not a real thing. It's actually something you buy into. All karma is, did we lose niggas? Where's niggas? Oh, there we go. All karma is, can you share shaka? Alright. All karma is cause and effect. We started defining it as good and evil, and not really we. You hear more of that in India because the priesthood, who wasn't religious and couldn't control people, they just used cause and effect at the time. It's just an earlier form of religion. So now you had a whole bunch of motherfuckers who there was no way to keep them in check. You said, well, if you do bad things, you know, because of karma is going to balance you out, and you're going to have to come back to earth. Ironically, they're telling you the bad thing is you have to come back to earth. So you have to come back to earth and do it all over, maybe a lower form. So the more good karma you spread, the more you advance. And so you got people living by this rule. So much far out of control. You have certain priests who don't take showers for their entire life. The idea is if they wash themselves and kill the bacteria on them, they're creating bad karma. So as you can see, that gets out of control. Karma is cause and effect. Karma is if I drop this pen on the floor, I will get karma. But it's not necessarily bad or good. We define it as bad or good. It becomes bad if it breaks and it's my only pen. Or it becomes good if I drop it on the floor and say, oh shit, a $20 bill is down there too. So I'm glad I dropped that pen. I found the 20. I must be getting good karma. So, oh shit, I dropped that pen. It broke and it stained my rug. I must be doing some bad karma. That's all defined by us. So that cause and effect, all that shit is wrong. Kicking the old ladies down the steps, it's a cause and effect. So when you get live by the gun, die by the gun, I shoot enough people are going to want to shoot me. It ain't that something bad or something governing something bad. It's just balance. If I'm the nigga on the street that's always got the gun, slinging it, somebody's going to say, well, for me to do whatever I need to do, I need to stop this nigga. It's just common sense. So we can't look at that as a form of bad and good and karma is coming to get you because you were doing bad. Because then you would have to ask the question, well, who's governing this shit? Who's looking at this going, wait a minute, that was bad. There's no definition. What's good to you may be bad to me. What's bad to you may be good to me. If I was a businessman and I suddenly found myself in a room full of crack, this is bad. But if I'm a crackhead and found myself in a room full of crack, oh, happy day. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that same situation is not bad. Or another situation, you walk up on me or you walk around the corner, you see me beating the shit out of an old lady. You're going to say that's something bad, would you not? He's evil. Bad karma. Jesus is going to get him and everything. But you walk around the corner, you see me doing this, but you found out that she just got finished killing my entire family. You say, oh, he panicked. Is justice. He stopped her. What a hero. She just killed 5 of his kids. What are we talking about here? That's some shit from a human perspective that we decide is good or bad. You know what I'm saying? We decide it's good or bad. And she said, well, the 5 kids was just raping me. So that's why I killed them. Then you go, wait a minute. She's the good guy again. You know what I'm saying? Then the 5 kids say, we were raped all our lives by our family members. We don't know any better. Then we say, nah, fuck it, you're still bad. You know what I'm saying? But they're doing it because that's all they know. Because some other grown-up showed them that. We can go on and on for days. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just made up.
It's all made up. That's what you're really learning when you start to study the nature yourself. When you first hear the first words, this place is an illusion. Now, this place is an illusion. Technically, I just gave you examples, but the end result of all those examples should be, if this place is illusion, everything here is fake. Even what you call good, even what you call evil, even what you call this is how we should treat a lady, this is to respect and protect the black women. All of these sayings and things we have are just made up in whatever social situation you're in that moment. In America, it's good and bad to do certain things. And certain things is just stupid to say. Because I can say it's not all real, then I go and do whatever, but certain shit you'll get arrested for, you'll get frowned upon, you'll lose your job, you do this, you do that. But you go to India, do those same things, and you may be held up high. You know what I'm saying? You marry a 13-year-old girl in India, you might be the man. That's your wife. You marry a 13-year-old girl here, you're gonna get stabbed in jail all sorts of ways. Now, what the fuck is wrong? By other motherfuckers with no morals. You know what I'm saying? Without any morals. So what you have to realize in yourself, that it's all fake. Not for you to walk around saying it's all fake, I can do what I want. That would be stupid. But to say it's all fake, and then when you're dealing with other people, you need to understand whatever point they have is fake at its nature. Therefore, you can figure out the code to control anything in this world. Every person that stands before me is coming with, no matter how aggressive they are, with something that isn't real. So when y'all say Donald Trump is going to win, it's not real. That's why you understand I don't get it. How could you get excited about this? How could you debate this? The key to any of this shit is to get people to believe shit is real. They got black people believing their shit is real. They got black people believing their shit is real. That's all we discuss, the realism of their shit. But then, and I'm only gonna speak for conscious people, because dead people are dead, and they should lay with the dead. The people who are conscious, what I'm talking about, are the only ones perpetrating white people shit. All they do is just to get their police force, which is the lowest aspect of them, because they're the grunts. So they're the ones that's going to be in the street with you, arguing with you. And they have more power than you. They have the gun and the right to shoot you damn near without any goddamn questioning. You know what I'm saying? Without any questioning. And so they're going to win this argument. You know what I'm saying? So when you out there with your morals arguing, what did I do? What did I do? Doing what you do. Sir, I smell marijuana coming out your car. Man, but weed ain't nothing. Or, sir, but why are you stopping me? Why you want my, what? You're not going to win that argument. I don't give a fuck what fucking book you read. You're not going to win that fucking argument. And it's designed for that. You know what I'm saying? It's designed for that. So this is on the first ground level of how they get you to believe they are all powerful. Get you to believe they're all powerful. Second thing, they'll tell some Masons, because there's so many secret societies. First of all, the Illuminati, Beyonce cannot be in the Illuminati. Jay-Z cannot be in the fucking Illuminati. Rockefeller and Rockefeller's family are one of the 13 Illuminati families. The true Illuminati is us, the illuminated ones. They don't have the ability to be illuminated. They're mimicking some shit. But based upon these 13 bloodlines, those are the Illuminati family. But in between all of those, there are secret societies. And as I remember, when I was briefly studying this bullshit, they all answer to the Bilderberg group, which is the group that gets together, I believe they said once a year, and dictate everything that's going to happen on the planet everywhere. And, you know, in terms of economy and recessions, and
they just make it up.
They make a script and then they dish it out to all the secret societies below them. Now it could be less, you know, like basically the Masons are the lowest on that rung. And even within becoming a Mason, some of that shit is just folly, and some of that shit is a little bit more advanced with symbols. So when they're saying, which is actually real provable, Beyonce's doing this, Jay-Z's doing this sign is that, I can tell they got all of that from just being in Masonic groups, because the reputation with Masonic groups with black people is once you're in, you're in. You know what I'm saying? My father was a 33rd degree Mason and technically knew nothing about this. He knew what they taught him in the lodge, these empty rituals, if you don't understand the meaning behind them. And he went through all of that shit. If you don't understand the meaning, they're just empty. He said himself, I said, what did you really get out of that? Now, it may be what he's supposed to do in the Mason thing, because he didn't tell me any of this shit that went on. But he said, basically, all we did was go on boat trips, and you know, dances, you know, tickets to dances. I said, yeah, okay. And that's pretty much what it was for him. Now, within, there's clearly some that deal with higher degrees, all that white shit. And I'm sure, and there's people who break all it down. I don't even care to. I don't even deal with this bullshit as a study thing. I had too much other shit to study about myself than to wondering about some shit that isn't real. Some shit that they're perpetrating on so you can buy into it. And when you buy into it, that's when the ritual has worked. Once you don't buy into it, it no longer works. Same kind of thing is, once you no longer, what your parents tell you, you stand up to a bully. So once you stop being scared of a bully, which what they're showing you these police videos on YouTube for, once you stop being scared of a bully, then the power no longer works. How do you stand up to him? You don't stand up to a bully. If you're a 98-pound weakling, you don't stand there with your might with a bully. You have to use your power. So we need to understand what our power is. We're still playing around wondering what they're doing, but not even stepped into your power. So because I keep hearing about this war that niggas want to have with white people. Why ain't we going to war? Some nigga text me on Facebook. I couldn't even answer that shit. Niggas who study under me answered that shit. Are you making books or are you going to war? Motherfucker, are you going to war? Are you asking me this on Facebook? Who the fuck are you fighting? Know what I'm saying? Shit is so unrealistic. Yeah, it's so unrealistic of what niggas. I seen somebody ranting on Facebook. Why are we making books? What are we gonna do when this war comes? Throw books at them? I'm like, are you fucking mad? Like, are you just now that anybody could be on Facebook or YouTube, anything could be said. Anything could be said, you know what I'm saying, about anything with any ignorance that's pointless and actually insane. If you think about it. What are we gonna do? Throw books? First of all, if you want to go to war, the greatest book you would need to read is The Art of War. And once you read that, you will realize declaring a war on YouTube is against the rules of a fucking war. You know what I'm saying? That is, if you just read that fucking book. So what you need to do when we have this war and we start throwing books at them, you need to run your ass on the other side and get hit with a few of these motherfuckers to learn something about what a war is. If you are in a war, which is a mimic thing in a boxing match, the first rule is do not fight the other fighter's fight. Fight your fight. Your fight has been science that is millions of years thicker than anything your opponent has ever been dealing with. Your science comes from the will of your mind. You can destroy him with the will of your mind, not finding guns. That's his invention.
But they make that obvious when they say all this stuff is evil. Like when they say that should, you know, have a light bulb. Like this person is telling me that this is evil. So this
right.
This must be the way I need to go.
Exactly. The first thing they did in their propaganda was made this all the devil. This whole good and evil thing that we just talked about that doesn't exist. They gave you that line because you're confusing it with balance. You're confusing with acts of the heart versus acts of total human acts. See, the humanity is evil. Most evil acts are based upon human greed. You know what I'm saying? Or human greed. Now they also have turned into just a pleasure of cutting somebody up, but that's even secondary to human. But the original is human greed. The acts of the heart, which are kind, we can put them into the category of kindness, has everything to do with balance, has everything to do with recognizing on a quantum level that you are the same as me. So that's our science. We understood that we were one entity beyond our human illusion of separation. So we was one entity. It was intelligent to treat each woman a certain kind of way. Every woman like your mother. Every child like your daughter. Every woman that's your peer group like the woman you love. Why? Because they are the same thing. That was an act of our science and intelligence. So that unity is a quantum understanding that we're trying to so find in our humanity. We're trying to use our ego to unify us, which will never happen. Motherfuckers, there is 7,500 different flavors of ice cream alone that on Walmart in one aisle, and they must sell. That means every human in this motherfucker likes too many different things for us to find unity in that. We're not going to find unity in the ice cream level. The unity stands beyond your humanity. We're going to argue and bicker as humans. That's the nature. And when you get down to this debate level, you took our science and brought it down to nowhere. You brought it down to the obvious argument that will always happen. This is the obvious and the most human, non-conscious act that can happen, an argument. That's a guarantee to happen. As sure as you like vanilla ice cream and as sure as he likes chocolate ice cream, you're going to say which one is the best. And y'all be able to give you a whole lecture of why. You get what I'm saying? That's always going to happen. When you raise up beyond arguing, it becomes the next level of teaching. And you're only teaching those who are receptive to the frequency. And really, the real science is the teacher and the student needs each other because it's how they hash out a certain subject based upon making that teacher go farther with questions. And even that student's revelation becomes still a revelation from student. I learned more from y'all almost as much as I learned from anything reading. Hey, bro, come on in. I'm in the middle of this mood. I don't want to mess it up. And Andrew's here. So, all right. Yeah, just move that stuff out the way. So, what was I saying? All right, I learned more from so-called students than actually sitting there researching, because their transformation is a part of your transformation. That's the real science, not this arrogant, I'm here to save you black people. You understand? And I still get those emails. Why don't you do this? And why didn't you do that? Why can't you answer that? Because it's not up to me to do that. You're getting confused with a lot of niggas on YouTube who said they're here to save your ass. You never heard that come from me. I am not here to save you. You are here to save yourself. And what I offer by way of lectures is maybe you can hear something that can put you in a direction. That's why the idea is to give out books, which you don't hear anymore. You know what I'm saying? To give out resources, to give out methodologies that you can do. You don't hear that no more, because while they're trying to tell you, you God and you the rest of that, what they're really trying to tell you is you need to count on me, because I'm somehow some more divine than you are. Even if they're not saying it, they're saying it because they want, I've done 3-hour book lists with the idea of hit panic. What book can I get to do that? I got a 3-hour book list and I give a synopsis. I did that 3 times. I got 3 2-hour book lists in a continuation. So this 6-hour book list, and even before that, a 3-hour book list, like the year or 2 years before. So you can do it yourself. The key is to do it yourself. So in this illusion, in this world of unreality, in this world of not realism, we're trying to make too many things real. And I get it. That's a hard concept to grasp. You know what I'm saying? But again, let me explain to y'all quite severely. I deal with the advanced level of this shit. If you sit around playing around with this, then this is not for you. So, there's people who, there was a guy who's, I seen one comment, and I don't put comments on my video. I don't even have time for the headache. I don't even give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck cares? I think it's pathetic comment on somebody's free video. Don't fucking look at it. You know what I'm saying? You know, somebody else put a video of mine up. They only put a part of it up, which is ignorant too. You know what I'm saying? My hit videos are 5 hours because I explain a point in circles. Why do you do that? Because what you're really doing is talking to the real mind of black people, which is holistic. So you have to deal with layers and layers and layers. That's why my lectures are this long. Any nigga hitting you with 20 minutes, 30 minutes, what they're really trying to show you in a moment is all the shit that they know. They're not trying to relay information and explain a point, something they may have discovered that they want to share or put out there that other people who are on that path can pick up on it holistically. They can hear where they need to hear it, and it starts their mind or activates their mind in a direction that is best suited for them. Not best suited to agree with me, but best suited for you and best suited for your path, best suited for your transformation. So that's why these things do take a long time if you're really dissecting, or as we like to say, breaking it down. What you're doing is taking something that may be complex for some, and then you're dissecting it, i.e. breaking it down. So you are supposed to be explaining this as if you're explaining it to a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, that you leave no stone unturned. So when they have this foundational understanding for someone who supposedly are speaking their language, supposedly of the same mindset as them, once they understand this language, when they go off to study on their own, because the idea is to lay some sort of a foundation for them to have a point of reference to as they study, not for them to get this and be satisfied from you. There's no way in my mind, I believe I can satisfy your divine mind. I'm too busy doing mine. So I'm here as I'm doing mine because y'all recognize me as a guy in the study, in the struggle, relaying information as well. And based upon doing that, you benefit, but you still have to benefit yourself. So you got a lot of black people who are still coming out of this church thing saying, why are you not doing, why you won't give me that? And you didn't do that, and that's not fair. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck you think I owe you? All this shit is free. What the fuck you think I owe you? What do you think anybody owes you? This is a leftover mentality from religion. You get what I'm saying? And then now you got these people talking about they going to this war. What fucking war? I seen a video where white people were demonstrating. There was a group of people, and this was a demonstration. They was on some machine. This nigga pressed a button, boop, and whatever that shit was is able to send microwaves, like you heating up a honey bun, to the crowd. All them niggas just started like they felt heat. All you do is like, what you gonna come in there with your fucking 9, your 4 pound, the bliggy? Yeah, I got my 9, son. We about to go to war. The niggas they have nothing else but this shit, and they have the money and the resources from raping you to develop that shit on levels you cannot even fathom. And your nigga T-Bird gave you a 9, so you ready for war. They own bullets. That's not your power. You're fighting their fight. You need to fight your fight. You have to raise your divine mind back up. And I want you to know this. It ain't them that took away your divine mind in slavery. You're just a section of niggas. You're just a section of niggas that have a specific fucked upness. Because if you look back to the motherland, them niggas are worse Christians than you right now. All that Ifa shit you doing over here, shunum babalata wata gatata. Go to Nigeria right now. They would say, you evil bitch. Where you getting this shit from? They will say, you evil bitch. Jesus Christ is your Lord and your Savior. How dare you We don't do those old ways of our evil grandfather. So why is their mind fucked? We're always blaming the missionaries. The missionaries were able to come in because you were receptive to something. You were deeper in this ignorance. If there was no white person here, you were getting deeper in ignorance. We are actually in a sleeping period, and now we're actually waking up. This was going to happen whether white people were here. It just made it easier for white people to walk around and create the illusion of them running this. But if you really know what you are, they're running around this. They're still trying to buy themselves time before you get back on your game. And getting back on your game is not going to war with them on their terms. The war with them is not on their terms. It should be on your terms. But you don't even know who or what you are to create your terms. You can't get in the ring and box and you don't even know what your boxing style is. Muhammad Ali didn't fight like Mike Tyson. And if he did, he might have got fucked up fighting Tyson's fight. No, you need to understand the great nigga rope-a-dope. You know what I'm saying? You need to understand the great nigga bob and weave. We've been calling it magic, but that's just a small name for it that you really think you know what it is from Hollywood. But what it is your divine intelligence. You able to manifest with your mind your reality. If you take control of your reality, because everything in existence is the black woman and the black man's reality. If you decide to take control of it, you won't have to use bullets and all that shit. You will find that they'll be at what they're at now. 0 birth rate. Come on now. I need y'all to think about this. Especially Andrew, because you've been in New York. Anybody who's been in New York seen some subway rats before. Them motherfuckers is living it up in a subway rat style. You are guaranteed, especially you go to Brooklyn, to see some rats in the subway fucking around. If you think about this for one second. I want you to think this visualization. And I'm sure even if you've never been to New York, you can think of subway rats. What if you seen a white rat? You would be like, he ain't gonna make it too long. He's fragile. I don't know how he got down here, but you know he's getting the last portion of garbage food. You know what I'm saying? People come, he's probably doing tricks to survive. Somebody got to mute their computer. Who's that? There we go. So, you know he's probably doing tricks to survive. Please take me home. I can't make it with these other nigger rats. You got to look at it. If you're a forever being, this moment where you have white people on the planet is just nothing but that white rat that happened to make it in the subway. The problem is because you never seen a white rat or whatever, or forgot the prowess of you as a rat in the subway, that they took advantage of that based upon survival mode. So when we were in thriving mode, but our divinity was getting far and far away. Like, for instance, how do you know? Possession is a later day thing. Half these niggas think that's some divine shit that go to a ceremony, do some dances, and get possessed. But that was because we were losing the individual divinity within ourselves. So we had to go through all these elaborate ceremonies to have the energy come down and take us over because we no longer knew how to control the energy. All of this was fall off shit. You know what I'm saying? All this was science to cultures, because what cultures did was create something called tradition. And what tradition did, because if you would break the tradition, you felt you'd be in trouble. You would. What's a tradition here? Christmas. If you ain't got the Christmas spirit, something's wrong with you. It's called Ebenezer Scrooge. They show that movie every year. He didn't have the Christmas spirit. It's a bad thing. All that is from tradition. Remember, tradition comes out of cultures. You do the same thing over and over again. Eat away, sleep away, fuck away, marry away. You step out of that culture, you're breaking what later becomes tradition. You also seen that in a movie called Shaka Zulu. His white mother was an outcast. She didn't have no husband, against the culture. He wanted to take off the sandals. He was evil. Why do we fight wars like this? Shaka Zulu said. What did the man say? It's tradition. Culture, tradition. You break the tradition, you evil, or something evil may happen to you. So what did that give way to? Superstition. Culture, tradition, superstition, and then out of superstition, what was born? Religion. And here we go. Here you niggas are. Oh, well, we get back to Africa, back to how we was eating, putting mangoes. You only went back to a part where you was still falling off. Because before that, and I'm sure there's a whole bunch of shit before that we don't know, but we don't hear about it. But you only hear about the ancient world and African cultures. So I'm sure there was a whole line of shit falling down before that. But let's skip to what we know. Before cultures, we were scientists, and we were having individual experiences and individual transformations, individual realizations, individual moments with our science, which is really what's supposed to happen. We all come here, born here with a question. If you were born here, you came with a question to be solved. It may take a few lifetimes, may take many motherfucking lifetimes, depending on what your agenda is. If you knew that agenda, it wouldn't be worth coming here. So you come under here under this veil of ignorance. You come under here under this. If you were the all-knowing down here, there's no reason to be down here. You know what I'm saying? You go home and be the all-knowing. Ain't no reason for Prince Akeem to go leave Zamunda and come to America to be a prince. You're already a fucking prince. So you have to come here, let them have our princely robes. We don't need them. Let them have that bullshit. I'm supposed to be a poor man. What are you? I'm just a goat herder. You're supposed to work at McDowell's, go to the church to find you a woman, go in the barbershop and talk up shit. All the shit he did was the most human shit. To find a new reality based upon love. I have a date with Lisa. Take her ass back to the kingdom. Or take that back to the kingdom. You guaranteed to go home. But nobody understands this concept. So we get ours when we die? Apparently, because you ain't getting shit now. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to live like this here, and then the white man gets all of his now, and we all supposed to get ours in heaven? I guess so, because you ain't getting shit down here, nigga. Just because you see Puff Daddy going, somehow you got this in your... They make those niggas. Turn those niggas out. So you niggas can look at this and go, well, maybe one day, you know what I'm saying? The most advanced niggas still be sending me emails. Well, thank you for all your lessons, Panic, and thank you for what I learned. It helped me with being a rapper. Yeah, and they be saying, and these niggas be 48 like me. Like my son's trying to be a rapper. He's not that bright. You know what I'm trying to do? My son's trying to do. So it's amazing shit. So we need to understand, really, if you needed a shortcut to this, the real way is to learn what we learned already in class. But if you needed a shortcut, you got to understand mind control. Because we fall into mind control. And if you're under mind control, you will actually believe the shit you're talking about is freeing for you. You know what I'm saying? See, let me try to explain it in a broader way. When you smoke crack, and if you niggas are from New York, you know this. You ever see back? I'm talking 85 crack, not just she's still getting high. 85 crack, the epidemic. What year were you born? 90. Ooh, niggas was already figuring out how to rehab. You ain't never seen, heard, or fathomed nothing like the 85 crack epidemic, 85, 86. Remember when the crackheads used to dress up to smoke crack?
Dress up, right?
Yeah, like Sunday dress to get out. Like my man Hot Day said, why the fuck do they dress up to smoke crack? and they be all fucked up and cracked out walking with a dress on, like a Sunday dress or satin dress on. And real niggas know what I'm talking about. They dress. Martin talked about that shit in one of his stand-ups. He said, "You ever see them niggas who dress up to smoke crack? It was a known thing. They would just dress up to smoke crack." Or when you would talk to a cracker, they be talking to you, especially you just sell drugs. All they do is look on the floor to see if you drop the crack morsel. Yeah, you seen Simon? Yeah, I was looking for Simon, and I heard about it. It's crazy. And they be looking around you, and then they stop and crazy shit. Sell you insane shit. Motherfucker used to sell us his apartment for the weekend. We just go in there, do whatever, and you come back for crack, car for I forgot more stories than I could tell you. But this addiction is a form of mind control, right? So if you talk to that crackhead, what they're explaining got a whole bunch of science in it. It's a whole bunch of reality. So it's intelligent to them, but at the core, they're under mind control. So even though we're saying, oh, Isis, Osiris, Hotep, Namaste, Qigong, meditation, dark magic, dark side. I listened to Bobby all day today, and I fell asleep while I was listening to Bobby. Patty, I was listening to you. I always fall asleep while I'm listening to you. Oh, it must be working. You know what I'm saying? And even though we're doing this, if we haven't addressed mind control, then we haven't really addressed the core of what our problem is. So crazy will stack upon this mind control. The first mind control thing is, or one of the first, is the white man and woman as your domineering entities on this planet. I don't care how much you can say it out your mouth. Motherfuckers still think them niggas is dominating. I said this before in the class. I said, somebody just knocked on this door right now. They were black. I would open the door and go, what's going on, nigga? Somebody knocked on this door when you was white. Now me, I go, what the fuck you want? But most people will open that motherfucking door and go, hey, how you doing? They wouldn't see them as sinister. And even if you won't do all of that, maybe I'm exaggerating for you. No, I wouldn't panic. You would see them niggas standing out your door as a little bit more sinister. And if they didn't look sinister, Jehovah Witnesses, some old nigga trying to sell you something. What you want, nigga? Know what I'm saying? When white people came, you would think it's some official business, first and foremost. Until they say, do you ever hear about Jesus Christ and your Lord and Savior? You would still say, Satan's I used to say, Satan's my Lord and Savior. Bye-bye. Say it the same as niggas. But you would have a different feeling. Because that's deep within the mind control. That's the idea of showing you Jesus. Ain't because they're trying to make you believe in Jesus. They make you trying to believe that white people have been and always will be something to strive for. And something that can send you love or send you punishment. So when they showing you white videos of police videos of them beating your ass, and all you're doing is sending them around like you're like you're exposing them, all you're doing is raising up your own mind control based upon something they started. This is by design. When they gave you Jesus, they was giving you they was trying to show you what will dominate your reality as anything and everything that looks like that. So there may be a day you see some white people and kick them in the ass because you feel like a kick them in the ass day, but that's not so that didn't make you overcome, and that doesn't make you over it. Just saying, well, fuck Jesus, I don't believe it. That doesn't make you over it. How do we know that? Because in this class, I explained to you how these things work through repetition, symbols, and trauma. So what are the police? White police? Trauma. What do you see always in the movies as someone who's saving you? Someone who comes in when you niggas are doing whatever you niggas do, somebody always comes in, the social worker, the expert, right? Or the guy who just knows nothing, this witless hero who knows nothing but somehow saves the day like an avatar. Who's that? White men, white women. Repetition, that's mind control. And all the religious iconography, God with this big white beard, this white finger, touching man, it's all symbols. So the program is deep, is thick. We ain't dealt with the programming. See, your conscious mind, I already told you, argues all day. I like chocolate ice cream. I like white ice cream. So that's what you're really seeing when you're saying, ain't no Jesus. White people ain't shit. Look at him. He ain't got no genetics. Look at him. He ain't got no melanin. Look the way they dance. Look at it. All of that shit is true. And that's why we can say it, but it only amounts to an argument. It doesn't really change the mind control that you're in. Let me get this phone. So I can't get online, nigga. Hello? Who is this? Oh, okay. No problem. All right. Let me add this nigga back to the guy. All right. Here we go. So they haven't really dealt with mind control. They haven't really dealt with the program. There's a specific way to deal with the programming. That's what we discuss through those three things. So what they're dealing with is the argument, the surface thing. Ain't no motherfucker part the Red Sea. Noah is really act not in. Yeah, it's true. But you haven't changed the programming. You changed the argument. You used to say, Moses, boy, let my people go. Moses went on down to Jericho. You used to say that. That was the argument. Then you woke up. You fell asleep to Bobby Hemmett. I've been listening to Bobby Hemmett all day. And I know Moses is act not, and Moses really means osmosis. And this is a Sumerian story. Meses used to be Ramesses, and the Red Sea represents you parting the root chakra, is the opening up of the root chakra for them to walk to the mountain, which is the pineal gland. And yeah, so what? Now you know that. But do you know that? You know what I'm saying? Woo, after you dropped all that science, woo, it's time to pay the gas bill to the white man. So he's got things set in. He knows this argument. Those 1% that we talk about that are actually conscious white people know this argument. And as long as they got you arguing, they don't have you transforming. So they want you to do, while you think you're on Facebook sticking it to the man, you're on YouTube giving it to him where it hurts. Like, no, nigga, just argue. And then it becomes eventually what it did become. You start arguing with yourself because they're not arguing back. See, if they was arguing back, maybe you say, well, let's argue with them. And I would say low-level niggas should be arguing with them niggas. While the priesthood does the transformation. I do transformation. You know what I'm saying? What did Bobby say? Some chick was asking him something. He said, lady, you talking in a candy factory versus a meat factory. You need to know who your lecturers are. You asking the wrong shit. She was talking that old get together, war shit, save the babies. He said, no, I'm not that type of lecturer. He said, this is a meat factory. We do turkeys up in this motherfucker. I said, that shit was the funniest shit. So I have to say what Bobby said. I do turkeys up in this motherfucker. Y'all niggas take that bullshit down to Purdue. We warrant you argue with that's a level. So since you can't find any white people to argue back when you were so looking to pick a fight, just start arguing with each other. So much rage and energy and want to prove a point. You don't even prove it to white people anymore. You just prove it to other niggers. That shit is like singing to the choir, if nothing else. That's like me proving to my dog that that's a cat. My dog's like, I'm no motherfucker. I'm chasing the shit, 7 days a week. Fuck you gonna? No. That's a cat. Cats were first. That's a dog. Dog. It's irrelevant shit. And then when they question on the irrelevancy of it, but I'm trying to save my people. The people need to hear this. The people don't need to hear. The people need to go fucking study on their own. They don't need to hear you say some shit that they can find out. What they need to hear is where you got it from. Start doing that. This is where I read this. This is where I read that. Don't start explaining to me Dr. Ben when I could go on Amazon and buy the book. And don't call me intelligent then. At least then you can't have it both ways. Don't call me divine intelligent and then don't try to explain some shit I can read myself. You can't have it both ways. You're supposed to do your lecture like this. For all you stupid motherfuckers who don't know how to read, let me read this to you. Let me put this shit up in the lights and point out a specific spot because you dumb motherfuckers can't read yourself. I was talking to Bobby. Bobby said, somebody said something. He said, one of them old ancient elder motherfuckers, I'll leave the names out. Niggas, he said, when they met him, niggas bowing to him. He said, I ain't finna bow to no motherfucker. He said, not as long as I know how to read my fucking self. He said, the only niggas that got problems for real in this motherfucker, if you can't read. You could study this shit. Listen, let me get this out the fucking way. Every single book is just a weak attempt to try to describe the black woman and the black man's mind. Every fucking book. All you have is authors who've maybe in an area have made some progress, they decide to share it. That's why you have to take every book for what it's worth. It is not your divine system that's supposed to define your reality. You define your own reality. Only thing a book could do is help to trigger some things for directions. So you're not going to front. I don't give a fuck. I don't need no book. Nigga, explain sacred geometry. That's where the shit stops. There's nothing wrong with understanding an intellectual understanding of sacred geometry to then tap into something that does exist within you. All this exists within you, but is locked within layers of your human ignorance. That's true. Because you niggas can't even figure out how to pay your bills. The only thing you figured out was, well, maybe if I sell some shea butter, I'll get rich. Some incense, cocoa mango, somehow we could do this shit. I'm free now because I'm selling cocoa mango. Money's not going to save you, but it's what you need for your humanity to survive. Definitely. What you need to save you is to start triggering and unlocking these layers of ignorance. You tell me a better tool than these books, and I'm on it. Because I know what you're hearing is these books trigger something that lays within me, divine. I'm not repeating nothing out of a book right now. I'm telling you what I've learned out of my entire pursuit of this information. The information turns to wisdom and turns into understanding. Understanding is manifestation. Books represent nothing but sperm. Sperm itself ain't going to do nothing. It needs to go into the woman, which is called the wisdom, to gestate for 9 months. So all of this information, I have to ponder it. It has to become something else more than what the author said and dictated. So this information becomes more as it gestates in me. And I put 1 and 1 together, 2 and 2 together, sacred geometry with the science of the moon together to say, oh, wait a minute. I have an understanding, a manifestation. How do I know? Because I can control this. I can make this happen. I can make this manifest. I don't have a theory that Allah was really in Egypt. That's a fucking theory. I don't give a fuck. Until Allah comes down and tell you. Or you can use your divine mind to talk to Allah. Because all it is an energy. Ain't no man up there. All it is an energy. You can talk to any energy. That's a part of your power. And I've talked to Allah. I don't share that because niggas would be real hurt with what I found out. These energies are controlled by your mind. And because your mind is corrupt and under mind control, these energies that we still calling divine, some of these motherfuckers, are actually fucking you over. Anytime you got to pour 21 glasses of water for old Shun or else, I think you got a problem now. You are no longer controlling the energy. You became a bitch of something you're supposed to control. I am not a bitch to something I'm supposed to control. I told y'all, my microwave doesn't stick a honey bun in my ass and tell me to heat it up. I stick a honey bun in my microwave and press 30 seconds. Why? Because I control the energy. The energy that comes from the walls or electricity are now divided into appliances. So all the orishas are nothing but appliances to a divine energy that's in you, that you're supposed to be controlling. Now these motherfuckers, you got to dress like them, walk. Oh, you can't do that. You drop your money on the floor, you got to step on it before you pick it up. I said, bitch, the bitch told me that I was in a botanic. I said, step on it before I pick it up, because they're going to think it's theirs. I said, let me tell you, I wouldn't fuck with nothing so stupid that if I drop my money out of my pocket, they think it's theirs. Imagine if I just dropped $20 while you see me, you go, I think that's mine now, Panic. I go, wait a minute, bitch. What kind of nigga is you? You got to step on it and pick it up. So when I drop my $20, that's mine. You get no take backs. Pick it up. That don't make no sense. I don't fuck with nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I said, bitch, are you crazy? They know what the fuck is mine. And later she's gonna tickle my ass tonight. I promise you. You go, oh, this divine shit. Oh no. I had twosomes with her, Lama Dama, you name it. I fucked them all. They all were energies. All these these are divine. Oh no. When I met Lama Dama, a mother energy sitting on my dick. Oh, what's going on here? Take me, nigga. I was like, ooh, who's that slave bitch on me? Went to Botanica next week, seen this Lama Dama statue. Never even paid attention to it. Who the fuck is that? Lama Dama said, that bitch came. Who is she? The lady who owned the Botanica wasn't there. Her sister was there, said, let me try to get such and such explained. He's speaking Spanish. He was the reader. The nigga I told you about, the fake nigga. So he used to see me with Palo shit, so he never fucked with me. So he's like, well, she cleans the house. He said, you got to give her you have to give her coffee and rum for 21 days. I'm like, what? So get the fuck out of here. That bitch get what I give her. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what are you, crazy? Fuck, I said, I don't even got the 21 days. Who could count that high? You know what I'm saying? So he's like, well, where did you see her at? Talking about, because remember, she cleans out the house. I said, I seen her at my girlfriend's house. Oh, see what he was trying to implicate was, I seen her at my girlfriend's house, I should be scared. She's trying to clean me away from her. Not only was this bitch so in love, which that's ridiculous. When I seen her, she was sitting on my dick giving me pussy. That's a funny way to break up with a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, Panic, I need to break up with you, but I want to suck your dick before you leave. I ain't leaving. You know what I'm saying? Like, you sure you know what I'm saying? The way you getting down here, you know what I'm saying? That don't make no sense. Then he giggled. Like, that shit don't work. See, because when he does that, other niggas, well, I need to go in the room and get a reading now. That's just their hustle. Psychic cold readings I told you about. So when he's hearing the story, he proposed that now I have a problem with my woman, which every nigga pretty much says, we ain't got no sense. I think she's cheating. I'm like, bitches don't cheat on me. I hate to say it, I'm just too good to the motherfuckers. I understand the psyche of it. Am I saying it out of arrogance? No. I understand myself, which means I understand you. You know what I'm saying? I jokingly joke with Khadijah. I'm like, yeah, I'd have seen you back in the day and I'd have scooped your ass too. She said, no, you wouldn't have, motherfucker. I wouldn't even pay attention to your ass. The reality is, she's right. And you know what's even realer? If she wasn't giving me no pussy, I wouldn't have paid attention to her. Because that's who you are at that age. When you know yourself, and when I was fully in myself. But I'll do you one better. When I was 8 years old, when I was 4 years old, up until 8 years old, when I used to get into bed at night, some woman used to get into bed with me every night. So I eventually told my mom, there's this woman gets into bed, she be hugging me and touching my penile parts. And, what is that? I've seen her for a long time since I was little. So that's just a wet dream. I'm like, ain't nothing wet, bitch. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? So after I was 8, it pretty much stopped. You know what I'm saying? That's when my mother got sick. So too much trauma started happening. So I always remember this face for years and years and years and years. And then all the chicks I would fuck with, I would say she either had those eyes or that lip or something, but never 100% this bitch. And I never really thought about it like I'm searching for her. It just was something that just never left my mind. Like, well, what was that then? It must be something then because I could see girls, someone's like her. So you move fast forward all the way to whatever age I was, 40, however we've been together. Khadijah just emailed me on Facebook like everybody else did. I'm going to get the herb pack. Something told me, send it to her for free. And she didn't really say much or nothing. She said, I just moved to a new place. She said, so when I settle down, I'm going to get the herb pack. I said, I'm going to send it to her for free. A couple of weeks later, I moved in and just said, you can send it. I said, I'm going to send it to you for free. Send it here. To this day, I don't remember what was the next level of talking. I talked to so many people. When you had BlackBerry Messenger, you don't have to give out your phone number. You just give out whatever it is, a code or whatever it was at the time. So I said, here, take that first. Let me see if this bitch is just another bitch. Because before I got with Khadijah, oh my God, it was all about pussy. Everybody wanted to fuck. And I'm like, it sounds good, but I know it ain't about me. It's just about what I'm saying right now. Because it's really connecting with people. So they feel a connection. See, I didn't fool myself with my ego. I'm just that nigga. And everybody should fuck with me. What I'm saying is connecting to people deeply. Most conscious people, when this shit was real, because it's real kooky right now in this shit. But when this shit was real, I would constantly hear, yo, I always felt this way since I was a child. So when women will hear that, and there's actually a name for women who get turned on by knowledgeable niggas. So saying this shit, oh my God, it was all about pussy. Then the more I started talking about Khadijah, the next phase was, does Khadijah share? Then the more I talked about Khadijah, then I don't even hear the shit no more. You know what I'm saying? No more pussy talk. I guess they, it feels like you don't want to wreck a perfect divine union because they feel if I could be corrupted, then any nigga could. So if I'm talking this deep shit, I have to step above. Let me see your titties. You know what I'm saying? I'm not above it, but I got to, I got to play the role, which I totally get, totally understand. So we started talking, and I came out here to check her out. Cause previously I was dealing with somebody who was just a phone relationship. This is before catfish. That motherfucker was a catfish.
Oh.
A catfish. So I was like, and it took a while. I was like, man, fuck all, because I'm trying to be the nice guy, trying to still stay. They're pouring out all of these phone emotions. And I'm sitting there like, okay, bitch, well, I'll be on the next thing smoking. I don't know if I'm ready. I'm not ready. So now, so I was like, I'm coming to Atlanta. I want to see this bitch look. I said, send me your picture. She sent me a head to toe shot. Khadijah is way bigger than she is now. I fed her so much steak and lobster. Well, not steak. We don't eat beef, but lobster and all. We go out to eat everywhere. She's like, motherfucker, you need to stop. You know what I'm saying? But she know how to lose weight quick. So she ain't even doing, she's in the middle of losing weight. But when I say she was almost your size, just taking out. As soon as she went to New York, we in Little Italy, just eat, bitch, eat. Pasta mayone, eat the bitch. Well, I came out here, met the boys, and we went to a movie theater. You see the movie Salt. Remember this shit. I looked, and it's dark in there. And when you with your girl and you fucking in the dark, her face morphs. See, I be teaching niggas that's a science too. You need to go with that. That's certain aspects in the spirit coming out. Certain past lives. Niggas don't know that. Some niggas probably go with it, but some niggas don't understand how to use that as a part of divine alchemy. You're actually fucking up from another life. And I know you've seen before, you looking at your nigga from this position going, look like a different nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You motherfuckers get scary, right? Yeah, you forget who it was. No, you need to go with it. That's your various dicks. You know what I'm saying? That's your various dicks. Various vaginas. So while I'm looking at Khadijah in the dark, I see that woman that used to be in the bedroom. Like, that's the bitch. And she looks, then when she turns, her regular face is her too. I didn't notice. was like, oh, motherfucker. I said, I already knew I was going to be with this bitch. Forever, she's either going to kill me or I'm supposed to be with her forever. So that's how it was easy for me. I knew I was supposed to move out here. Who the fuck moves from New York out here? I can't drive. That alone is suicide. This bitch just turned crooked. I walk in. Hi, honey. I didn't. The mailman is sucking. I don't know. I'll be like, what the fuck do you do now? What the fuck do you do now? So it was a big risk. You know what I'm saying? But I already knew what it was. So from past lives we were together and we were making that union. You get what I'm saying? It was making that union. It can't be separated. But again, if she would have seen me or met me at back in the days, we wouldn't have known what the fuck or who the fuck what. I just been trying to get my dick sucked, and she been trying to get some fucking Nikes out of me. Trying to get me to buy her some sneakers or a Coach bag, whatever it was. So when you know yourself, I can actually say I know how to deal with anybody in there because you deal with them like you would deal with yourself. Not to mention in that mind control, they break down the 7 needs of every individual, 7 basic needs. Once you understand the 7 basic needs of every human being on the planet, you're in control. Because this book is basically Mind Control 101, is how to start to take control. See, because the second part of the book is how to influence the thoughts and actions of others without them even knowing or caring. He's revealing this science. So do you not think your oppressor, whose only goal on this planet is to control and oppress you, knows how to influence your thoughts and your actions without you knowing? And some of us don't even care. Ask the Tyler Perry crew. Without you knowing or caring. That's a science. So when I see all these police videos, understanding that science, I understand what they're really about. It's not really about you exposing the white man or saying, look, there they go again. When they going to stop? Black Lives Matter. So yeah, in those instances you care. But I'm going to tell you how they can control your thoughts, actions, and your knowing. And I can show you how they could do it without you caring. All they have to do is get a group of white police officers or actual police officers to come up and say, we're tired of this. We're tired of them beating black people. All them Black Lives Matters will put them niggas on a pedestal and they will be leading the movement. We are the beneficent cops for the end of mindless violence against minorities. Yes, see? There are good ones out there. Let's have them at our rally. And then the black person was running. When I was talking to Officer Whitey, and Officer Whitey was telling me that this thing goes so much deeper than we know, and we need to reevaluate how we hire them, and we need an educational system, and we need officers that can speak. They'll give you a whole world of what Mr. Whitey said. So now this becomes Mind Control 101, how to influence the thoughts and actions of others without them knowing or even caring at this point. See, we care because we see us getting choked. But all we have to have is some white people go, I admit I used to choke people, but now no more. Never again, never again, never again. Black Lives Matter. Oh, this nigga, black magic matters, nigga. Say that kind of shit and see what reaction you get. Or Wiccans, all magic matters. You ain't gonna hear that. Black magic matter. Your magic. But we can't get nowhere until we start dissecting our own shit. That's not arguing with each other. That's not debating with each other. Because nobody walks out of there going, I believe that. After the debates, I believe this. They only become more bitter and defensive in what it is they already believe. Period. Then we got ignorant people who are ignorant to all this shit, who think they're coming there to learn. They're coming there to pick a side and don't even know it. Kind of like saying, do you have a team in the Super Bowl? I don't have a team, but I'm going to watch the game. And then in the middle of the game, you're going to start liking who you like. That represents the black person going, I'm coming to learn. I don't know this and I don't know that. That's the problem. You don't know this or you don't know that. You have two salesmen in front of you going at each other, trying to sell it their best to you because of their ego and their belief system. They don't want to challenge what they grew up and believed in. Now I hear these niggas talking like it's deeper. My parents raised me in this shit. My parents was in it. You fucked up. You ain't made your own fucking choice. You're no better than Christian niggas walking around that only got their ass beat if they didn't go to church. They went to church repetitiously every fucking week and was told about hell. We look at them all sad. I don't give a fuck what divine thing you think you in. You got the same thing. There was a following ass nigga. One of the best. He used to actually follow Phil Valentine all around. Phil would tell you he's not for that. Do your own. This is just the information. Just study on your own. So when this reality finally hit the dude, that brother Phil was not looking for followers. He needed something else to follow. So we hear he becomes a Palo dude. But of course, because he's a follower, he got the initiation, the ceremony, the shit that he was sold on as the correct way to do this. They go through a ceremony where they get scratched from head to toe with a little razor. They scratch your entire body. Some old ritual from the Congo. He does it. He's doing whatever he does to get whatever beads, which are actually called collars. He does all of this. And since he used to be on the lecture circuit, you got Brother Bobby, myself talking about, you ain't gotta do all that bullshit. Get with these Palo deities, get with the hardest Palo deities. Palo Manombe. There's 4 different sets of Palo. I talk about it in my book. One Christian, one Masonic, one that's considered good, and one that's considered evil. Palo Mayombe. Most of the Palo Mayombe, the ones that's considered evil, which is nothing, and there's no good or evil. It represents the darkest, which represents the subconscious mind. Whenever you're talking dark, you're talking hidden, you're talking underworld, you're talking about your subconscious mind. You're talking about the information that's locked within, and you deal with what's so-called evil imagery to unlock it. So Baphomet, all those type of things are the imagery that's now been deemed evil, which was just to go deeper. Bobby Hemmett talked about it well. He said, you seen them pictures where the black woman has the earth in her stomach, or the black man's holding up the baby like Kunta Kinte, and the black man is reaching out while the woman is reaching out. All those pictures are beautiful, but none of them challenge you. He said the pictures like Baphomet and Medusa and these skulls and all these things, you say, oh, those are supposed to challenge the subconscious mind. That's you facing your fears. And we know there's none to fear but fear itself. So when you feel a fear towards this, that's your spirit saying, I'm not ready. This is the point where you're at, where I need to challenge. So when you deal with it, you're actually facing that demon, and through that demon, some light comes. They showed that in the movie. I can't remember this movie. It was based on a video game. I never remember. It starts with an S. Anyway, in the movie, oh my God, she's a psychic. Silent Hill. Oh my God, she's crazy with it. She just pulled that shit out of nothing. Silent Hill. In the movie, the woman is in this scary town. She actually doesn't know she's dead. So she's looking for her daughter. They say in the movie, you have to go through the darkness to receive light. So she goes through all the scary, wild shit. Then she goes in the room of light and finds out all this information. Same thing in the Bible. Out of darkness comes light. Or the science of that is out of your subconscious mind comes a transformation of your consciousness. When you study from the center of your consciousness, you're studying from the center of your ego. So if you pimping or running your mouth out of your ego, comes arguments. So anybody debating is talking from their ego. They're not talking from their spirituality. You're talking from your spirituality. What you're doing is manifesting your truth or your reality. And when you manifest it, when people sit there and say, oh, the idea is they're not agreeing with the word you're saying, but something in their spirit is starting to make a connection with the frequency. So that's why the true nigga on this shit can say, I don't have any followers, because it's not following. I'm only communicating with the light that's in you. That has nothing to do with following. That's only making a connection, a frequency connection. That's only tuning in. Followers is sitting there going, that's right. Show them, teach it, tell the truth. That's right. We did that. We the Moors. That's right. We did that. We the New Wabians. That's right. We the first ones to do that. You're just agreeing with an argument. That's right. I like chocolate ice cream. That's right. I like sprinkles too. Yeah, but yeah, I like, that's all you're really saying. That's nothing divine. When you start dissecting and talking about ice cream as a whole, then we may be on to something spiritual. Why does ice cream exist? What's the origin of its existence? How does it exist in me if it's as above, so below? And what can I do to master it? In other words, eventually, after we discuss all of that, how do we make some of this motherfucking ice cream? You get what I'm saying? That's how it's. Then I say, you know something? I got 1,000 motherfuckers want to do it. Are they following? No. Something in me reflected. And something in them picked up on it. They're not interested in raising me up. They're interested in making ice cream just like me. So I may have the talent to be the guy to say this, that, the other, this and that, but that's all I am. That's just one talent I have. Black people have millions of talents. Doesn't make me special. No more special than you. And I'm not gonna dry lead you, because these niggas is straight dry leading you. They're gonna tell you they're not your leader, but they dry leading you. They're gonna say, don't follow me, I'm not your leader. And then in the next sentence, see, nobody brought this information like I did. That's another way of saying I should be your leader. Called dry. You know what dry begging is? This is dry begging, so we understand the concept. This is begging. Please, can I have $1? This is dry begging. Well, man, I sure could get this thing here if I had the dollar. But I don't even know where I'm gonna get $1 from. I've been trying so hard. So much beef is so hard till you eventually said, what? I got $1. You need $1? Here you go. So I didn't directly beg to you. I dry begged you. So these niggas is dry leading you, especially when they talk about themselves in the third person. See, the way Brother Panic does things, Brother Panic don't play. See, what Brother Panic does is Brother Panic, when he does it this way, see, everybody's trying to come for the head of a Brother Panic, but nobody can do it of a Brother Panic. That is the ultimate in the motherfucker with an ego. That tells me he doesn't even believe his own shit. That's why he's creating another motherfucker to tell you how divine and how honest and earnest he is. So Panic is talking about somebody else. He doesn't even see it, because if I were to say it, I'm gonna say, well, I do this, I do that, I do this. Because what I say out of my mouth, I believe about me. When I start talking in the third person, I created another motherfucker to be all fucking earnest, all fucking honorable, and without flaw. See, Brother Panic never does that. A guy like Brother Panic, you can never tell a Brother Panic. When you see all that, these niggas is dry leading you. Because they're creating, even though they're saying, I'm not your leader, you're going to save yourself, they're creating a model of somebody you should follow. Half the shit they say about themselves in the third person, I want to meet them. Like, boy, I sure want that guy to come over for dinner. He's earnest, and he saves the babies, and he's been teaching black people for years, and he was in his bed, and some divine light came and said, teach your people. And then he went and got all the books that we all could read ourselves and taught our people. How many books has he wrote? Probably none. But the books that we always can read and have already read, there's the divine light that should teach from the books that you can read yourself. These incredible stories. I'm like, these motherfuckers are so virtuous. I would sure love to sit and have a pizza with them. Dry leading niggas. But then you're, are you our leader? No, leaders don't work. Leaders do not work. But I'm the best motherfucker to show you the metaphysics of whatever the fuck, whatever. And no one has showed you metaphysics, whatever, like this. No one will. See, no one can go deep or have access to certain things that I have access to. Wow, you should be our leader. Lead yourself. I'm not your leader. I'm not your leader. I'm just saying, though, if I was going to be your leader, I'd be the best. Them niggas might as well say that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas might as well say that bullshit. So the idea is this shit is called know thyself, not know black people. That's one of our biggest misinformed things. Say it all the time. What I deal with is occult science, period. If you don't know what occult science is, you're going to look very foolish trying to email me asking me some each one, teach one brotherly love shit. It's not what it is. An occultist is here to do these things. Know thyself. Meaning you have to understand at the core, everything you do is about the transformation of you, finding light, expanding your consciousness. So, but that don't help us and that don't help our kids and how that's going to help an economy. It fucking don't. And it never will, motherfuckers. Never will. You can't even charge me with none of that. I'm not here doing that shit. I gave up that shit a long time ago when that shit wasn't working. Even if you killed every white man, you niggas wouldn't even know how to get out of this shit for fucking a gazillion years. You'd be too busy debating was a lie in Egypt before you get down to a real economic fucking plan. What would you do? Would you still go, if every white man was gone, the black, would you, now all these black people say, I don't have to pay rent no more, right? But what about the black people who own homes and get rent? Do we stop paying them? You wouldn't even know where to get a seed to grow a fucking mango. It's not GMO anymore. On a mass level to feed the masses, perhaps you got something popping in your backyard. It would take a while to get out of it. It's not just them. We need to understand the work is really with us, and all you niggas is all Egypt. That's what they were talking about. That's what they were doing. Forget trying to prove what it is and how beautiful and how black it was. What were they doing? On them temple walls, know thyself. So the occultist is doing that work. Transformation of self. And I told you this, and I'll say it anytime, and I'll challenge any motherfucker. The day I said I am no longer trying to participate in a fruitless effort of raising up other motherfuckers' egos. Which means, black people, I'm here to save you, and this book right here, this teaching right here, this science right here will save you. So I could get a whole bunch of motherfuckers go, yeah, you're right. That don't work. Clearly. It hasn't been working. Just because you see a few niggas, thank you for that. You always gonna get that. If I teach a nigga how to burp the ABCs, I can get 10 motherfuckers to come and say, thank you for that. You've changed my life. A, B, C. They burp the whole ABCs. That don't matter. Your ego wants to hear that as if you are actually saving black people. But you're not. You can only save yourself by knowing who and what you are. To knowing who what you are is then to start expressing your prowess, your power, and your will. Your will is no longer on this planet. We are living in the white man's will. That's a reality. And that came with a little bit of physical force, of course, because they got the ones that do that. That's a level. But it came with really occult science. They're manipulating you with occult science. I'm not looking at you. What? What's up? All right. They rule this planet with occult science. White people use your occult science. They still got you thinking that a pyramid with an eye on top is somehow fucking evil. They use your symbols, your science against you, and you don't even address that shit with your science. You address it with what they leave you to fight with. Running out in the street protesting, fighting cops, getting kicked upside in your ass, talking about you a warrior and all the rest of this goddamn crap. No, what they've been doing through mind control, what they've been doing through mind control was manipulating you with this distraction of violence, which is very real too, while they use to their best ability our science against us, occult science. Why must they use so much violence to distract you? Because they know if you went head to head with them, or they went head to head with you, with your science, they wouldn't last. Based upon genetics, they wouldn't last. But if you're not doing your work, if you're Muhammad Ali and you're not doing the rope-a-dope, and your hands is down in the ring, you get knocked out like anybody else. Mike Tyson knocking a whole bunch of niggas out, but if he walk in the ring with his hands down, you get knocked the fuck out. You can get knocked the fuck out because all the ideas you walk in the ring with, your hands are down. Your hands are down and your chin is weak. To put your hands up, you need your science, not your brute force. They distracted you with brute force while they've been doing your science. That's what them secret societies are doing. And then the little bit you can figure out about secret societies, they threw you off by showing you Beyonce and them doing Masonic symbols that they have no fucking idea of what it means. You think Beyonce, with all that Baphomet shit she's wearing, knows what that is? This bitch don't even know not to put her fist up at the Super Bowl. And any hint of true consciousness with her, you seen what happened. So you think that they worried about her? But some Masonic dude said, put this ring on. That'll get them riled up. Y'all don't even know mind control. Rap. What did it survive on? I know you niggas don't know, so I'm going to tell you. It survived on being on the edge of a bad boy reputation. Run DMC made and sold records because they stood on stage holding their dicks in leather coats. And at the time, the image of black people was some shit is going on in the ghetto. But the fact that they were on videos talking normal, it started to demystify this hidden nigga shit. I'll show you all the 80s movies. Every time they walk in the ghetto, they play the rap song. It was which is obvious, it's associated with nigga shit. Now, LL, all of the B-boy of rap. See, you got to understand the impact. When LL, one of the most effective things, made a love song. Y'all don't even know how effective that was. Y'all ought to understand how blacks were seen. Mindless, empty niggas. Whenever you were seen prior to rap music, you was on the news stealing somebody's fucking pocketbook. So when LL says I need love, y'all not hearing what was really happening. It was starting to demystify this angry nigga shit. So for years, rap had this whole idea, it was the bad boy music. It was the new rock and roll. Rock and roll was the bad kid music. Rap took over. Now, as rap got Puff Daddy, it became just it became just like a Twinkie. Cream in the middle, cookie cutter, boxes and boxes of produced with no love. We're not going into Mama Jamila's organic cake shop. Like, god damn, that's a good, fluffy devil's food cake. I've never had that red velvet. Oh shit! All I need now is a grape soda. We're not getting that from a Twinkie. We're getting regular routine shit, factory business shit. Rap is no longer bad shit. This nigga named it Bad Boy. There was nothing bad about that shit. So, rap, for it to exist, needs what? A certain air of mystery, a certain air of bad boyism. And now you got it. They're the devil worshippers, they're the Illuminati, because it means nothing with music. They understand, the occultists understand, to keep this shit surviving, we have to have some mystery in it. When there's no more mystery in rap, it dies. Who, y'all niggas know, y'all sit there and know, 2 Chainz is terrible. Future is terrible. Ain't nothing in it. But when you start keep looking at him, maybe he's in the Illuminati. Maybe Nicki Minaj was throwing up a sign. Why are these 2 niggas kissing each other? Why is Kanye West wearing a dress? Why are they throwing this rock sign up? It's the same mystery that originally seeded rap music that still exists. Mind control, niggas. These niggas ain't into nothing. Because if you're truly into something, you couldn't even do what you're doing. This shit transforms you. She's an Illuminati shield. Nigga, that's not even an Illuminati. The Illuminati is 13 families. They don't even know what niggas do. They deal with worldwide shit. Rockefeller and them niggas built the World Trade Center. And Rockefeller and them niggas tore it down. Do you know in 1960 something, listen to this. Rockefeller built the World Trade, the biggest buildings in Manhattan at the time. 300 businesses knocked them out. They protested. He was on either Newsweek or Time magazine. David Rockefeller sitting on Time magazine with his watch. Know what time it said on his watch after he built the World Trade Center? Just guess. Yup. 9/11. This is in the 60s. You can research that yourself. Do David Rockefeller 9/11 magazine cover. They show prominently he's sitting with a watch saying 9/11. They built them shits and they knew they was going to tear them down. They give the theories. They give, his family's of Germanic rule. They want to destroy America, take away the rights, and that's what happened. It took all the years, but it happened. All that's white people are good at that conspiracy. That's all they got. So they good at dropping that one, and they bring all that shit down. What? Say it again. Cedric is what? All right. Thank you. No, it says he's in here. No, it says he's in here. Where was he at? Let me see what's down here. All right. So they're playing with a cult sign. Who? Oh, well, then they have to get at me. Who? Oh, well, I don't know. Well, then he has to get at me when he's dropped. Let him figure out how to get at me. Camille. No, he's in here. No, he's here. Camille's here. All right. So, where's that? So, even though we see the physical act, and this is what they did in Washington Square Park. You remember Washington Square Park? Remember that big archway?
Yeah.
It's a Masonic archway. If you stood in that archway, right in the middle of the archway, you were able to see the World Trade Centers. Yeah, there's plenty of pictures to it. Now, they dropped, then, so after, it was all said and done, they said, we're going to do a massive overhaul in Washington Square Park. We're going to move the water fountain, which is a big deal. No, all this protest, they still did it. They moved it. Now when you stand in front of the arch, you see the water fountain in the middle of it. There's a chick online that took all the new money, folded it in a certain way, and showed you the whole, when they was building the World Trade Center. And first of all, and it all is in this arch. When they were building the World Trade Center, they showed Tower 1 falling, Tower 2 falling. Then they showed the water fountain in the middle of the new 100. That water fountain, which they moved, they said it represented the cleansing of the soul. So now, like, dropping this whole shit. They're dealing with occult science.
What's the point of them like putting out? Why can't they just do it and just have it, let it be a secret? Is it a part of?
Well, because technically, you will only know if it's a Masonic thing. And you could show, first of all, you could show this information to everybody in their face. They're so occupied on such a human level, they're not dealing with it. They won't deal with it. They think that they're doing something massive for their people, massive. So you showed all the black people. They say, yeah, they'll say this. Yeah, that's how they do those evil Illuminatis. But let's get back to arguing. That's how they do. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. But what they're not really understanding is what they're doing is what we used to do. But for the betterment and controlling our planet. We fell off from that, which was by design. This is a sleeping period. We're supposed to actually get the fuck up out of here. You can get up out of here with your science. We're not going to take over the world again. Why would you want to? It can become this again. But why would they do that and put it in your face? Because they know. First of all, they're talking to all Masons around the world on that level. What's going on? And they may be indicating a whole shitload of other things that they plan and what it's about. Hello? Hello? Who? Kenneth? All right. Well, let me find this dude. Wow. Let me find this dude, Kenneth. Add him back. Must be Kenny Mac. Now you offline. Was it? Who? Yeah, niggas need to get their shit together. So, where was I at? Oh, they're using occult science. And why they can do it in your face? Because they know we have now, based upon thinking it's evil, think it's something that they do. You know what I'm saying? We contradict that. So they just came out the cave. They ain't got nothing. But this is what they doing. No. How they're using our science is from their nature, which can be considered, for lack of a better word, evil, destructive. But to them, it wouldn't be evil. It's controlling the gods and the goddesses, which if we rose up, they would disappear like the white rat in the subway. So the white rat in the subway, to figure out how to survive and how to eat, he's going to have to resort to certain shit. The regular rats are going to be sitting around going, that's evil, that's cruel, that's destructive. Let's debate. Let's debate this. While all he's using is the old rat technology that you no longer deal with. And he's only using it at a 1% level. Symbols that really can't penetrate because he doesn't have the melanin. It's based upon the architecture of our body and our mind. That's the true architect, your mind. We no longer feel that way. We now feel we need to go throw books at him. Or get in this war with him, ready to scrap it out in the street with him. Understand the true architect is your mind. You can outbuild them. All you have to do is look at the architecture of this world. It's all set up with sacred geometry and for their cause. For instance, do you know Paris is the city of Isis? Paris means Isis. I'm going to say it again. Paris means Isis. On the grid lines of the earth, it is set up connected to the temple of Dendra. which is the temple of Isis. When Napoleon stole shit from France, which is in Paris, he stole the ceiling at Dendra. All that shit sits in the museums in Paris. One of the obelisks that sits in Paris sat in one of them ISIS, in front of one of them ISIS temples. The name Paris actually means ISIS. Y'all niggas just heard of an attack, right? From ISIS in Paris. That's all ritual. That's all on what day? Friday the 13th. How many pieces of Osiris did ISIS find? 13. What's the day of Venus, Isis? Friday. Friday the 13th has always been Isis Day. First of all, they calling this motherfucker ISIS, and nobody said nothing in the conscious community. Like, when are y'all niggas gonna actually say something? They're dealing with a cult ritual. We're so busy looking at, well, they setting it up to take more of our rights away. Yeah, that may be true. That may be the agenda, but you're not looking at the occult aspect of what they're doing. Or when they do look at it, they say, well, that's what they do. No, they're fighting your fight. And since you walked in the ring with your hands down, worrying about all the dancing. That's like them niggas that used to look at Ali's feet and go, oh shit, poof, and get punched in the face. New message. New message. You the one looking at his feet. So you looking at their feet, you know what I'm saying, while they snuffing you with occult science. Y'all need to learn occult science. Y'all need to learn occult science. When you learn occult science, you'll be able to see through the veil of what they're actually doing. And then if you know thyself, you'll know how to counteract that with your mind. Now, as an individual doing it, or one of the few that's doing it, I know how to make my living condition prosperous. But if you want the people to get together and get something, it's not going to happen until we all start going inwardly to have our own realizations and understand it ain't about argument. There's many paths to light. If the shit is working and you finding light. See, most of these niggas ain't finding no light with the shit. That's why they arguing. When you found light, it's beneath you. You know what I'm saying? That's like me arguing with a nigga who never got no pussy. How good pussy is. Like, but I don't think it's all of that, son. Like, you ain't found no light, nigga. I'm be like, maybe you right, nigga. It ain't all of that. But I'm going to get my dick sucked in the field. We'll have this debate afterwards, after I get my dick sucked. So when you find the light and making progress, there's nothing to argue about. This, I promise you. It's like me arguing about how to tie my shoes. I've been figured that one out. If you need to argue and you ain't figured it out, I'm convinced. That's like me having a debate, is Santa Claus real? You would say, that's stupid. Is the Easter Bunny real? Let me explain something to you, my nigga, about this Easter Bunny right out here, nigga. This nigga been grinding, son, with them baskets. Facebook. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all seen them colored eggs. That ain't no easy thing, nigga. Purple versus lavender or maroon. See, this bunny's real, son. This shit is real. That's that Easter shit right there, nigga. That's where you get the word Hotep from, the Easter Bunny. You would say this is utterly ridiculous. So if you have light or whatever it is you're into, whether you just believe it or you know it, there's no reason to sit against nobody and prove that to anybody. Who's the only person you have to prove the shit or anything to?
Myself.
Yourself. What would I look? I would look fucking absolutely nutty trying to explain what dark magic is to a bunch of motherfuckers saying we should be throwing books at motherfuckers. How would I look? It's not even about if I'm right or wrong. First of all, I question my need to be right. I don't have a need to be right. Especially when I already know the only one you have to convince is myself. If I think peanut butter is the most nutritional meal and I convince myself of it, guess what, niggas? I'm right. I'm right for me. Because I bet you we can find somebody who believes that shit somewhere. And to them, they're right. To them, they're right. But why you have cancer and high blood pressure, all you eat is peanut butter? That's the government with chemtrails, not my peanut butter, not my beloved peanut butter. Why would you want to get into that? No matter how intelligent, or it could be stupid as the bunny rabbit or peanut butter, or intelligent as motherfucking James Bond saving some bitch off a moonraker. It could be as complex as you want it to be. The hymns of Akhenaten and the sundial, and it could be all of that bullshit. Why would you argue it? You either know or you don't know. That's what I thought consciousness was before this shit hit YouTube and became fucking loving hip hop. Fucking loving hip hop consciousness. Before it became all of that shit. Those elders would say, you either know or you don't know. Those are the ones that know. Those are the ones that don't know. I'm not offering a debate. I'm offering information. Don't follow me because I can't save you. Not that I don't want to save you because I have some sort of integrity. I can't save you. I don't want no black person to follow me, not because I'm trying to sound better or have more integrity. I don't want you to follow me because I don't know how to save you. I don't know how to save you. And then part two to that is I really don't give a fuck about saving you. I give a fuck about you saving yourself. So that's why we'll be here talking for hours. And I'll be going bending over backwards if you're trying to save yourself. I'm not going to bend over backwards for anybody's ego, for anybody telling me what I should be doing. And I thought you should. Some nigga was emailing me yesterday. I thought you would be doing this. And I thought, you thought wrong, motherfucker. What you need, and you don't need spirituality. You need fucking medication. Don't come around here fucking with me with that. And see, when I tell, but okay, I'm sorry, because they have this fake idea of moralism that they think I'm sticking to this moralistic code that other niggas told them other niggas should be doing. What we need to do for black people and how we supposed to talk to black people. I don't give a fuck you, nigga. Don't come around here, motherfucker. You don't like what's going on. Got that shit, nigga. Father, fuck you. I'm saying, come around here. I wish a nigga would. We supposed to do this. We supposed to do that. You supposed to wipe my black ass as far as I'm concerned. You supposed to rescue your own fucking self. You don't need me. You don't need me. I sell my products as an option. I give out thousands of free lectures. You don't have to buy shit from me. That's not conducive to this experience. You do what you want to do. You don't like it? We are more than happy to give you your fucking refund back. Your little $32. I'm saying doing nothing. I promise you. I give a product out because I do want people to have it for the experience. I'm 5 years deep in it. Ain't no hustle. Or if this is a hustle, I bet you I produced the best one after 5 years. I bet you I did. Shit that works. It's up to you. Don't hit me with $32 and expect me to fucking start doing backflips for your ass. This is a product you need more than I need your $30. And I'm going to say that shit again. It's a product you need more than I need your $32. I promise you that. So you got to be patient with all the other motherfuckers that are being patient. I would have to say 95% of the people that deal with me understand the concept because they listen to me speak about it in lectures. They're patient. Sometimes it gets busier. Sometimes it's not as busy. I do a lecture. People get excited. They buy a lot of herb packs. So then you got to just wait your turn. If this is not something you want to do, here's the best idea in the world. Don't fucking buy it. That's it. Ain't no, I thought you woulda, and a real businessman would do that. And if you were serving the black community, I don't want to hear none of that shit. None of that shit applies. I said it. None of it applies to me. You don't like it. You know like, you know buy. You know like, you know buy. But as my service to the conscious community, to my people, 1,000 hours of free lectures. Knock yourself silly. Go on YouTube, Google Brother Panic, and you will find more subjects on occult science than your ass can handle, than can fit in your ass pocket for free. Know why I did that? Because I love my people. I'm doing it for the people. I'm here to save the people. Free lectures. But if you break, you buy. That's your choice. Classes, all that shit is your choice. I do them primarily every month. I take a couple of weeks off, then it's a month cycle, 4-week class, and everyone gets service. You get service. You get service in your time. That's what I promise you. I ain't promise you nothing else. I ain't promising to salute you while you bought a herb pack. I'm not promising to answer a fucking 1,000 emails while I'm already answering 1,000 emails. I'm not going to answer 1,000 of your emails. What you do today? Where's it at today? You think you're making it today? You got it today? What the today? Nah, nigga. You know like, you know buy. You know like, you know buy. Simple as that. So we got this false idea of moralism, what people are supposed to be doing. And that comes from the people telling them these moral fucking ideas. That they're holier than thou, and this is the thing to look at. And then when that person fails them, see this nigga here, that nigga there. I know. So let me cut to the shortcut. I ain't offering you no morals. So when you see me in a porno movie, you won't be shocked. You know what I'm saying? There's that nigga Panic just doing what he do. That's all you can be able to say now. Oh my God. He told me about morals. I thought he was better. And here he goes. Fucking these chicks. With his penis parts out. Why? You see me in a porno movie, you niggas should expect it. You see me in a porno movie, you say, oh shit, Panic on his science again. That's what you should be saying. I offer you nothing in morality. I offer you knowledge. Take it for what it is to you. If it means nothing to you, move your ass right on up the block. Who gives a fuck about you and how you feel about what you just heard? I promise you now, I don't give a fuck about what you said and why you got that Baphomet nigga. Wikipedia that shit. You don't even need me. Go to Wikipedia, nigga. It's not that fucking profound anymore. So I don't care what you said. I don't care to lead you. I don't care about moralism. I don't care about saving your kids. What I teach ain't for kids. What I teach ain't for kids. You grown ass motherfuckers are worse than kids. Kids come up to me and go, yo, that's a hot ass Baphomet piece, my nigga. All day. You niggas be looking at me like, oh shit, wait till Jesus get a load of this. Wait till Jesus get a load of this. This is going to be terrible. Straight. He's going to, you going to hell with that. Are you a witch? Witch, nigga. What the fuck does that even mean? The idea is I have always been, will always be in the essence of what this conscious movement was before it became fucking WWF. Before it became fucking Jerry Springer. And what it was, no one offered you moral leadership. Never. Well, not the dudes I found, the metaphysicians and the occultists. None of them, as elders in this conscious movement, which they started, ever offered you moralism, ever offered you a savior, never offered you leadership, never offered you comfort. You will find comfort in your science, I guess. You will find leadership within yourself. You created your own moral code. You found satisfaction in knowing who and what you are, which was denied or hidden from you. That's it. That's it. There's no social way I'm supposed to act on an email that's somehow supposed to satisfy your fucking ass. That's going to happen here. I'm here to satisfy me. And if you can find satisfaction out of all the free information, goody goody for you. If you can't, you barking up the wrong tree, because ain't shit gonna change here, player. You barking up the wrong tree. You listening to the wrong guy. We do turkeys up in this motherfucker. We do turkeys up in this motherfucker. You need to take your ass on over to Purdue. Somebody's gonna tell you that you special for being you. Because that's really what it comes down to. You're black, you're special. Nigga, come on, nigga. You gonna settle for that? You can have a banging ass Cadillac. If it ain't got no wheels on it, where you going? It ain't leaving the garage. No gas in it, where you going? To know thyself is to add, not frills. See, we have a Cadillac, put wings on that motherfucker, diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging on this thing with the gangster wink, but no wheels. You be pimping in your parking lot. Yeah, bitch. You heard what I said. Don't make me take off my slipper. And then you just make the sound, vroom, vroom, going nowhere like a motherfucker. So when I hear all these niggas telling, oh, you got melanin, hotep, you're beautiful, you're queen, you're this and that, all they doing is adding frills to a car that's going nowhere. To deal with your science is to deal with the shit that makes the vehicle move. None of these niggas' vehicles are moving. Half these niggas, more than half of these niggas, stuck on the beauty of blackness. And there's nothing wrong with that. Something's wrong with that if that's all you got. You know the science of blackness. Darkness, melanin, whatever you want to call it. And then once you know the science, the knowledge, let it become wisdom within you. Become wise within it. And then let it manifest as understanding. My understanding of this makes my reality manifested. I do not walk around here suffering. Emotionally either. Oh shit, they got Trayvon. It might happen to my son. It might happen to my son. Shit ain't happening to him. I wake his ass up right now. He'd be like, shit ain't happening. What you doing? Nothing. Ain't nothing happening. Because ain't nothing happening to him. And if it did, what happened to all of this? That's what's supposed to happen. That was his path. It was in divine order, laws of attraction. All that other shit we like to say when it's convenient. I can get $1 million. Laws of attraction. Kick me out my house. Laws of attraction. You know, it's just we pick and choose what we want to make us feel good. We don't deal with that science straight through. And that's what we're going to get into. The Kabbalion. To show you how these laws exist and how the actual true rule is to escape these laws. The actual true rule is laws are made to be broken. That's what the concept is. So for instance, the law of rhythm, pendulum swings to the left is the same pendulum swing to right. That means what goes up must come down. With the good times come the bad. That's what all that means. That's the law of rhythm. But the true occultists, or the true hermeticists. See, because if people are too scared of the word occultist, let's use what they use as the scientists, the Egyptian or Kemetic scientists, the hermeticists. The hermeticists would practice the law because it's actually the principle of rhythm. And these laws come out of these principles. So out of the law of cause, out of the principle of cause and effect, comes the law of attraction. Comes Murphy's law. What can go wrong will go wrong. And that's really still a law of attraction. So if I think this picture can fall off the wall, it's possible that it will go wrong, because as long as I could think of the possibility, that means it's possible. So what can go wrong will go wrong, they'll say. So eventually that will fall off the wall. Even if it's 5 years from now, just because we can fathom that it can. But I don't think that picture could fly through the window. That'll never happen. But if I think it can, will it? Put it in there. So that's what you would be pondering these things when you hear these laws. Well, I think it can fall off the wall, so one day it will. But I don't think it can fly through the wall, so it never will. But if I start refashioning my thought that this shit can't go through the wall, you're already building this reality.
Would that be like breaking the law? Well, going beyond the principle?
It's like not so much going beyond the principle, but actually understanding the principle. That will be the wisdom. The knowledge is that principle, and that's saying Murphy's law. What can go wrong will go wrong, which is under the law of cause and effect. So we listen closely. Now let's take it back to cause and effect, which you can say it is breaking that law. We could with that picture that's on the wall, we're looking at all the possible causes that can possibly happen. Then we could kind of determine their effects. Well, it could fall, it could get cracked, somebody could bump into it, somebody could spray paint over it, which I probably said, well, nobody's ever going to be spray paint here, so it probably would never be a cause, so I would never think of that effect. So there's basically, in my mind, I could think of maybe, let's say, 25 things that can happen to that picture, right? Causes. And I could think of, if all that happened, the 25 effects. Cause and effect. So how do you expand or break that law or break? And it's not, that's why I say it's not really breaking that law, but because we're streamlining it down to one thing. But if we expand that to every single thing that could possibly happen with this water bottle, this pen, this pencil, or whatever, we can only, let's say, think of the 25 things that could happen. But what if we add a 26? Well, if that flew through the wall in the window as a cause, what would the effect be? So what am I doing? Am I just imagining, or am I breaking that law? Or it's not really breaking the law as much as it's now expanding your reality. Because my reality was only 25 things that could possibly happen to this picture on my wall as a cause, and 25 effects because of that cause. If I started adding 26, 27, 28, 29, meaning what if it flew away? What if it turned into real people? What if it does that? While it sounds silly, while it sounds like that's not real, you got to remember, this world isn't real and reality isn't real. Only thing that's real is what your mind creates. So if your mind can create it, will it physically happen? It may never happen, but your mind still, that's the process of expanding your mind and your reality. Our reality is dictated or streamlined by what we call real. That's your survival mode that I talked about. So we know we don't step outside our range because we've been surviving at our thinking thing. So if I think 25 things could possibly happen to that picture, and really I only think 10 things could possibly happen, if I never step out into an 11 or 12, I'm not expanding my range. So these things were trying to show you cause and effect, if not only what cause and effect is, because that's the information, but when you start to ponder in the form of wisdom of cause and effect, well, cause and effect is this. What if I create more causes? Do I create more effects? Then, how do I make it understanding? Well, I kept saying, let's just say I kept saying that picture will move. That picture will move. That picture will move. Or someone said, sweet, did that picture move? Like you would, even if it didn't move, you will perceive it as moved. And your perception is the only thing that matters. See, we're too busy as black people trying to get everybody to perceive the same thing. We as black people need to do this. We as black people need to do that. See, we as black people know we're in a bad situation. We as black people know we are being oppressed. We as black people know you are getting the short end of the stick. If we all know that, we should all be taking our separate routes to change the perception. We're trying to come up with one common perception, like everybody like chocolate ice cream. Because we put all the attributes of chocolate ice cream that we need. More jobs, more economy, more teach schools, more better sex education, more love, more fathers. All of this, we calling it chocolate ice cream. And we're going to try to force feed everybody chocolate ice cream. So we're trying to like it. Some of us do like it. Some of us never eat it. Some of us think ice cream, it'll never work. If we understand our science, understanding that we need to expand perception into your own perception, even if that picture never moved. But if I now accept it as a cause, and then it could be effect, then the effect will happen. So if I perceive it as moving, and my wife goes, that shit ain't moving an inch, because she didn't expand her perception to it. Me and her as a couple, me and Khadijah, most of our perceptions are the same. We have all these conversations and says, this is what we're doing. This is the cause. This is what we're going to do for the boys. This is what we're going to do for the house. This is what we're going to try to get. We're going to try to get a new couch. So our perception becomes unified like anybody else. So in small groups, you can do that. That's why you have groups. We're all Moors, same perception. We're all Nubians, same perception. We all Islam, same perception. We all Buddhists, same perception. We all the dark magic niggas, same perception.
Let me ask you a question. You can tell me all this bullshit up. Shut up, you know what you're talking about.
No.
But magicians, they work the same way? Kind of like David Blaine?
No, they're illusionists.
Illusionists.
So they learned how to fool the human senses.
Okay.
So they're not doing true magic. True magic is what we're talking about.
Gotcha.
But even if you don't want to call it magic, you can just call it what did I call it before? Your hermetic science, your how to actualize shit. Let's just say that. No, what we're doing is changing reality, not changing or you're changing your perception, but you're not really changing as a magician. You're not really changing somebody's perception. You're an illusionist. You're creating illusions.
Okay.
And usually their biggest things is what do they call it? I don't know the name of it, but I know the name of it. I think Skype stopped working. See, still seems to be on. Nope, got cut off. No, they're not. It's called. What they do is they get your attention someplace else. There's a name for it. They get your attention someplace else, and is it deception? I can't remember what the fuck they name it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the idea. Let me get people back. Lost all these niggas. Oh wait. Oh yeah, there we go. My niggas. Alright. Skype stopped for whatever reason, so we're gonna keep going though. What do they call it? Something they get you looking in one place while you're looking at one place. The real trick is happening over here. It's an illusion. This is not the same thing. Like what we're talking about is expanding your conscious. And once you get these laws, these are probably the most powerful laws. The 7 laws of Tahuti and we're starting with the mind is all the universe is mental, meaning it all starts and ends with your mind, which is what we've been talking about since this class began, because that's all it really is. Once you master your mind, you master everything. So when you're trying to get black people to do an economy, this, that, other, all of these things, if you make a school for black people and they still crazy, you made a crazy school. If you get an economy for black people, you made a crazy economy. You make all black people rich, you make crazy rich niggas. Y'all seen that already. I got 2 Rolexes with Mace. You give niggas money, they're crazy. Niggas are crazy. Puffy, LL, Cool J, all them niggas fuck transvestites. The transvestites are telling now. Yeah, I fucked them. You know what I'm saying? LL all the time, nigga. They said fucking Mr. C used to go down there in the Hot 97 van. You wasn't even hiding shit. Go down to the transvestite stroll on 14. They crazy. You give niggas money, they go crazy. We haven't addressed crazy yet. We haven't addressed our mind yet. Know what I'm saying? Give a fuck what you propose. I'm a Moor. You a crazy ass Moor. I'm a dark side magician. Crazy ass motherfucking dark side magician. Crazy than a motherfucker. And not good crazy. Regular crazy. You know what I'm saying? Until we address some of these things, these formulas, that's what the self-deification is about that I taught in class. Because those formulas start to balance you out. Those are your energies are out of balance. And that's what makes you crazy. When you start deifying yourself, you start putting yourself back in balance with these energies. You can't live in a modern home without appliances. If you came in this motherfucker, we had no appliance, no fridge, no nothing. You'd be like, a house is not a home until you niggas get a stove. So now you have these appliances and you're using them to your benefit. They all, the blender, the food processor, the juicer, the microwave, the TV, the lights, that stone thing there that's getting off negative shit, the air purifiers, all the shit is now balancing you and making your house a house. So that's what the self-deification is. Instead of bragging about Osiris, what you were actually doing was becoming Osiris because the energy starts to raise up along with the others. Instead of saying, I live under the laws of my yacht with a whole bunch of crazy motherfuckers. How could you live in balance in this shit? This is the name of the game is in balance. GMO ass vegetables. I am my yacht. Now let me eat some invented broccoli. There's different levels and layers. There's a physical understanding to that, and I get it. Your reciprocity and your fair dealing, your morals. I get it. But then there's a different understanding of that energy that's supposed to come in a balance that happens within. It has nothing to do with how you deal with others. But how everything is balanced within yourself. You have to balance. We just know you need to balance yin yang energies on the physical level in you. Too much estrogen, as a man with too much estrogen, you walking around with a Kanye West dress and like to get a pinky in your butt. Too much testosterone, you walking around like fucking Missy Elliott. I got a penis, nigga, and my name is Missy. Too much. So we know from it's not just about square dealing and how we deal with, you know what I'm saying? If you take a man and you destroy a man, and you cannot take that man's life, because if he takes from you, he can repay you with a pig. But without that pig and that man, you take his life, you can never repay him for the balance of the pig transformation. Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? I have not took no man's goats. I have not stolen. I have not coveted thy neighbor's goods. Nigga, if you watch MTV Cribs, you coveted thy neighbor's goods, and your ass is going, your heart is heavier than the... If you think that's like a real thing, like that's a physical thing, I have not stolen. No, that's trying to show you. That's a level in your consciousness. The level is saying when you get to say, I have not stolen, I have not covered that neighbor's wife, and I have not taken that man's donkey. What you're saying is, I realize as a human, I may have done all of those things, but my soul has not done that. My soul was never here. This is an illusion. And if it's an illusion, I have not took my neighbor's goods. I have not coveted my neighbor's wife. But I looked at her ass every time that bitch walked over with a cocktail. But Panic did that shit. You know what I'm saying? See, Brother Panic, you know, he did that shit. I have not done none of that. Brother Panic has done all of that shit. I have not done none of that because my soul is innocent from anything of this illusionary world. It doesn't exist here. It sleeps here. While your human consciousness and your ego learns a lesson. So so that's a level in your consciousness. You still got niggas walking around thinking this shit is about how to deal, and you can use it to deal how to deal and how to be square dealing. I gave you a Jello shot. You owe me $3. My aunt. Nigga, whatever. We gotta up this shit in a little bit more scientific level. We're still looking for practical means to get out. It does not work. Practical means is what got you here. Your humanity is what got you here. And we're still trying to figure out and try humanity. It's time to release ourselves from it. And really, you can't convince nobody of that. And I'm not trying to convince anybody. You gotta kind of know that to see me. I don't know how to go out and recruit black people. There's no such thing in what I do. You either hear it or you don't hear it. And that's what it is. All right, we're going to move on to this other shit because I'm going to end this today. Y'all niggas got more than the class.